また彼らは様々な食べ方を試みた。尻の肉はステーキに。
Butt steaks. Okay, so I've been gone for a little while, and I apologize, but I was at PAX Prime 2014. Spoiler alert, it was amazing! But it got me a little bit behind, so we're going to play catch-up today. I'm just going to pop through all 3 episodes that I've missed, which works out, because the first one I'm going to talk about, I have a few more things that we need to discuss, and then the 2 newer ones, not so much. So we're just going to compact them all in here, and we'll get caught up in 1 episode. It's going to be great. And I want to start off right up by saying that this scene with Aaron spouting off stats of Team Levi, Aaron's a nerd. I love it a lot. But this is where, again, the decision to have everyone speaking with a slight German accent kind of is a hindrance, because as Aaron is going through and he's saying everyone's names, you have to kind of lean in like, what did you say? Like, what's his name again? Because they're very strange names. It helps when you see the subtitles because you can look at it and you kind of in your head realize that you put that word to that person's face, you're kind of like, okay, I'll remember it. I might not be able to pronounce it, but at least I'll remember it. When it's the dub, and it's a weird name, and it's got a bit, and they put a bit of a German spin on the pronunciation, it really makes it difficult to keep track of who's whose name. Petra, simple enough, but the others, they made a slight alteration to the conversation that Petra has with Aaron when they're talking about Levi, and kind of what Aaron thought Levi would be and versus what he actually is. Petra now has a line of dialogue that kind of reflects off of Aaron's own perception of strength, which kind of helps to set up or foreshadow Aaron having an arc, for, deciding what really is strong and what isn't. Whereas before they just kind of were talking about Levi's character behind his back.
いえ、俺が意外だと思ったのは上の取り決めに対する従順な姿勢です。
強力な実力者だから序列や型にははまらないような人だと思った。
はい。誰の指図も意に介さない人だと。
It's not that. I'm more put off by the seriousness. He's so dead earnest about following the higher-ups' rules.
Let me guess, you think strength means living by your own rules, flouting everyone else's.
Well, he didn't strike me as the type to take orders.
It's a nice, subtle little touch. And actually one of the bigger things I wanted to talk about regarding a very minor change is with Hanji, who, by the way, the actress actually is stepping up, and I really like her a lot. Before, she didn't have too much to convince me with. She only had a few lines, but now she's moved up into kind of the front run, and she basically has this episode to herself to talk with Aaron. And they made a very minor change that has a big impact. There are a couple of key scenes, it isn't throughout the entire episode, but there are a couple of key scenes where Hanji is talking with Aaron. In the original Japanese audio, you look and you can see her face just perfectly fine and her eyes and everything. But now in the English dub, if you compare them, they actually added a glare coming off of Hanji's glasses, and now her eyes are completely blocked out. This is usually reserved for characters that are shady, characters that have some kind of a hidden motivation, give them kind of an edge. And while Hanji is not a bad guy by any means, she's a good guy, she's one of us. But it's meant to give her a slightly crazed edge, because she is very peculiar and strange. So it's not meant really to make her evil, it's just supposed to make her a little crazed. Granted, her dialogue and the voice actress already does that, but visually, again, this is a visual medium. You need to tell things without saying anything. Now we're going to talk about episode 16. Right off the bat, I like the change that they made to Gene's line. He has a line in the original. He doesn't name names. He just kind of is thinking. You're hearing his internal thoughts. Depending on the translator that you get with the version you're watching, it's really unclear as to who he's thinking about, who he's talking about.
分かってんだよ。戦わなきゃいけないことくらい。でも。誰もがてめえみたいな死に急ぎのバカにはなれねえ。
怒らずに聞いてほしいんだけど。
Now in the English dub, they have specified specifically they're talking about Aaron, not Marco.
We have to fight. I know that's the right thing to do. But I also know I'm not a suicidal maniac like he is.
I also want to give props to Mike McFarland, who really made this episode work. It's a very Gene-focused episode, so he kind of have to. But being the voice director and also playing as Gene, really steps it up. He does a good job of seeming like he's right up to the boiling point, you know, trying to hold things in, and then kind of letting loose when he, you know, when they're burning his friend. I do kind of wish that he had played up the one particular part in the original that made me laugh.
怖くはないのですか?
Huh?
Honestly, because this is such a Gene episode and both the actors for Gene do such a good job, I'll give it to the English dub, just so it doesn't seem like I'm completely biased to the original. Episode 17. This one is going to be more of a technical thing than a performance thing, because everybody does a really good job. The way they bounce off each other, the camaraderie, still remains one of the best things in the English dub in general. It feels very natural. They feel like they're in the same room together. I'm pretty sure that's how they recorded it, but it feels that way. If not, that's even more impressive. But on a technical level, I had a couple of issues because they do that thing again where the audio of their voices gets drowned out by the sounds of the sound effects of what's happening in the show.
We've got a 10-meter closing in from the left! Oh, I want to know what's rolling around in that glorious belly! Never mind, let the support squad do their job!
Alert your nearest comrades with a red smoke signal. He'll be firing off a green smoke signal.
She's gonna yank my water! We are so screwed! Can you think this through?
Over here!
I theorize that might be because in the original Japanese, I think that maybe the actors have finished their line by the time the sound effects start happening. And I think that what might be happening that, I don't know, this is just a theory. What I think might be happening is that in this, the actors their lines are still going. They're still talking while the sound effects start. And I think that by not turning down the sound effect volume or by not turning up their voices, what they're saying is getting lost. If that's the problem, then even more so, you need to stop making their lines so, like, overly complicated. You don't need to go through a thesaurus and making their lines longer than it needs to be. Have them say the original version of the line and get it done and over with so that the sound effects can play freely and not drown them out. So this happened in episode 7 in the English dub, where Mikasa was flying around and we couldn't hear what Armin was saying to himself or thinking to himself. Also, Reiner's voice, his scream, is a little more subdued in the English dub than in this. So ultimately, I'm going to give the point for episode 17 to the original. While I think that the English dub is really good in episode 17, again, the technical aspects, it can be fixed either way, whether it's changing the volume levels on sound effect and voices, or if it's just changing the lines so that so they don't interrupt each other. It's fixable. Why it's not being fixed, I don't know. So, still, like, really good. The performances themselves remain solid. It's just on a technical level, original is better. And with that, we are all caught up. I will see you. I'm gonna be on top of things now because I'm back and we're getting back in the flow of things. So I will see you guys next time for episode 18. Oh god, I forgot how to count again. I think it's 18. Hang on. Yeah, it's 18. Okay. I'll see you guys then. Bye.
Huh?